Toastmasters, I want to share with you at least 3 types of people that you better be aware of as you continue to take the journey of being a greater version of you as you go through the Toastmaster organization. Now, I'm going to share with you at least 3 different personality types that you can spot out, you need to be aware of as you go through this Toastmaster journey. After that, in fact, I'll give you a bonus person if you stay to the end. Also, I'll give you a strategy towards the end on how to deal with these 3 people. And lastly, I want you to just be empowered. And so we'll talk about how to just be empowered. Now, I want to tell you this. Whenever you deal with an organization, you're always going to come in contact with some people that have negative energy, negative attitudes. This is not just about Toastmasters, but I'm going to specifically point out these people that I have seen and that you should be aware of. And with that being said, before I get started, again, I am Jackson, your platform partner. Yes, your hustling homie, here to help you take action and be the boss of your life. Lastly, make sure that you click the like button and subscribe to this page so that you can get more of these videos as soon as they come out. Click on those notifications. Now, first, I want to say the very first person that you may come in contact with is the religious person. And when I say religious, this is a person that is traditional. They want to do everything the traditional way. Now, I've come in contact with this person many times. There's always going to be. Now, let me tell you this before I go into those 3 people. All of these 3 people, one thing that's going to be common about them is that all of these people will have some type of credentials. These are usually, they may be the president of your club. They may be an officer in another club. They might be a DTM. They may be somebody that has a lot of credentials. So when they come negative, you may not know how to react because in your mind this is somebody that you may look at as a leader. So keep that in mind. All of these people may have a lot of credentials or credibility behind their name, but that don't mean they're not going to be negative, okay? So the first person is the religious person. This is the person that is used to doing the business a certain way. And if you're not doing things their way, they feel like you will not succeed. This is a person that if you were to, they come off very supportive. But if you say, hey, look, I'm looking to reach my, whatever the goal is, like my DTM goal, or I'm looking to reach whatever that top level is in the Pathways program. They'll be the person that says, well, based on what you've done so far, there's no way that you'll be able to reach this goal within the next 90 days. It's just not going to happen. Now, you may do it if you do it my way, but if you don't do it my way, it's not going to happen. Now, this person is confusing because they come off like they're supportive because they're saying they believe in you. You can do it. But the twist is they think if you don't do it their way, which is the traditional way, they think it's almost impossible. This traditional person, again, they're probably a high district officer and they're probably good people. And guess what? Their way might even work most of the time. But I want for you to know that when that person is negative like that, don't take it personal and definitely don't let it stop you. Just because somebody say you won't reach a certain goal, they don't think you can do it within, let's say within the next 90 days. That's not true. You most likely probably really can if you have your own plan and you don't get discouraged. All right. Now, that's the first person. Is that really traditional person you got to be aware of. Second person that you need to be aware of. And this person is, I'll call this person the fearful person. This is the person that's the intimidated person. This is the jealous person. In most clubs or some places you go, it may not be in your club, but you will be somewhere eventually. If you're a Toastmaster long enough, you'll meet somebody that is intimidated by you. This is the person that when they see you come in and you got nice energy and they hear that you maybe can speak well, or they see that you dress well, something about you just is radiating. And this person, again, you will tell them you got a goal and they may tell you that you can't do it. I'm gonna give you a story. I'm gonna make it make sense. All right, let me give you some examples. So when I first joined Toastmasters, my goal was to be the best speaker I wanted to be. that I could be. So I said I want to join the contest. I want to be in the international speech contest. Now, the international contest, you have to give 6 speeches within like a certain time frame in order to meet the requirement to be eligible to be in the speech contest. Now, I only had 60 days left before the contest started, and I was brand new, never gave a speech. It was the guy who told me, he said, his name was Terry. I'll just say it. His name was Terry. Terry said, man, you'll never be able to be in the contest. Maybe good luck next year, because no way you'll give 6 speeches in 60 days. I said, what? What are you talking about? Dude, he didn't know who I was. I went and joined a second club. I was in 2 different clubs. I started giving speeches in both clubs. And in fact, I went and I gave speeches in different clubs that I wasn't a member of. And I met my 6 speeches by that time. And Terry was shocked. What I eventually discovered is that Terry, he had been the previous winner for the club years before. So really, he was a bit intimidated, thinking that I would come in and take his position. He was the guy that would always win the contest. Here's a new guy who's very excited and passionate. Whether he's probably subconsciously was being negative. Again, some of these people, let's be clear, some of these are very good people. I want you to keep in mind, it's not that they're bad, but sometimes they have their own subconscious fears that happen that you need to be aware of. They'll tell you there's no way you can do this or do that. So don't believe it. So that's the second person, is the person that's probably intimidated because you're going to take something that they have. All right. And there's no reason for you to stop. All right. And don't take that personal. So that's the second person, the person that's jealous or intimidated by you. The third person that you'll come in contact that's very negative is the person. This is the person that can crush your spirit for real. This is almost the mentor. Okay, let's call this person the mentor, the negative mentor. The negative mentor is the person that is really designed to help you the most. This is the person that's close to you. You go to them, and this person will come off with a lot of credibility. I'll give you an example. I had a guy named Bill, really good guy. Bill was a college professor. He taught English and writing, a lot of credibility. So I went to Bill to get advice on a speech. I wanted for him to evaluate my speech contest. And he was in an advanced club. He was an advanced speaker. And so I gave a speech with Bill and his club. We were at a Pandera Bread, which was a small restaurant. I gave a great, excellent speech. And I wrote out my speech. I printed it and gave it to him on a sheet of paper. Bill looked at that, and Bill said, he looked at my speech and he ripped it into shreds. He tore it up. He said, this speech at best is a third-rate speech. He said, no, he said, look, you're not going to go far with this speech. And long story short, I ended up winning the district contest with that very same speech. And when I walked out of that meeting with Bill, I felt so angry. I was so frustrated. And I said, man, how can this guy tell me that I'm bad, that I'm horrible? Like, this guy doesn't know. I'll show him. But sometimes when these people like this are negative, some of them are trying to motivate you through the negativity. Sometimes people motivate you by telling you what you can't do. They use that as a tactic to motivate you. Some people will be negative like that because they want for you to improve. Now, Bill was just extra mean by ripping up that sheet of paper. But I will say, when he did that for me, it really it motivated me. But it really, some people, if you're not strong enough, it can hurt your whole soul. Your whole everything could be messed up, and you will want to quit the club because of that type of energy. So I want to encourage you, when you meet people that are the negative mentor that's saying that's extra hard on you, that's putting extra pressure on you and tell you that you're never good enough because they have all these credentials. That's one person to be aware of. Again, the second person is that leader that like that. The other person is the traditional person. You know, all of these people are typically good people, but you got to know one thing, that's a couple of things to have in common. First and foremost is that if any of these people are being difficult, or don't ever take it personal. Once you understand, many people that are difficult, sometimes they're just role playing. They're used to, they maybe have something going on in their past, at home, in their childhood, and you're just the person that they're giving this energy to that day. And so you don't take it personal, okay? And then other of these people, they're just not even trying to be negative. They might be just trying to improve and help, but it's just their words aren't coming off in a way that feels supportive. So you gotta find a way to appreciate the negativity and use it to your advantage. Use it by fueling you, motivating you, using it by also listening to see if there's any truth in there and what can you take from it to apply it. Maybe tighten up your schedule so that you can give your speeches at a certain time frame. Maybe tighten up your speech and change it where your speech sounds more active language versus passive, that it appeals to a different type of group. But whatever you do is use it. You got to make it work for you, because if it doesn't work for you, obviously it's going to work against you. So I want to just take this moment, man, and embrace it, man, because that's what Toastmasters is about. That's why you signed up, to get constructive feedback and for you to be a better person. And when you join these type of organizations, if you don't get someone that's pushing you, then you're in the wrong place, because as a Toastmaster, they're just preparing you for the real world so that you can be stronger. Just like going to the gym, sometimes your trainer has to push you. So don't take any of this stuff personal and work with it. I promise you this, the last person to be aware of, though, is a real one. This other negative person is the person that really talks really nice in front of you, but behind your back, they talk about you. They don't have the guts to tell you how they really feel. And they do this to everybody. Let's be clear. If you ever get anybody that you should have a club member, maybe, I don't care if it's the president, if it's just anybody, VP of membership, and you hear they're always complaining about other people, many times they're probably complaining about you. Now, this person can be a real poisonous person to the club, especially if they're a leader. But sometimes you can just have a one-on-one meeting with this person. Call them head up and just ask, like, do you have any particular issues with me? And then you guys recommend some type of conflict resolution, if there is. But if it's not a big enough issue, hey, just let people be who they're going to be, and you get what you need to get done in your journey there, and don't be distracted by these folks, because everybody got some issues going on. All right. And some of these people, this is their whole life. Okay. So don't even trip on that. So do what you got to do while you can, when you can. All right. And I will look forward to seeing you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe to the link, the page, get that book as well. Shut Up and Hustle, that book series. And book me out to speak at your next event. I look forward to talking with you. I'm your platform partner, your hustling homie Jackson, all about helping you take action, addicted to helping you take your life to the next level. Peace.